Some yeast can be found harmlessly inside our bodies, but when they grow and multiply, they become a yeast infection. It is necessary to know the causes of yeast infection and how it affects you so that predominantly preventive measures can be taken. There are mainly 3 things that can make you susceptible to yeast infections. First, during pregnancy, your increased estrogen level causes your vagina to produce more glycogen, making it easy for yeast to grow there. Yeast infections are very common in pregnant women, especially during the 2nd trimester. This type of yeast infection is hard to prevent, as the causes of yeast infection in pregnancy is natural. However, you can help by wearing loose-fitting, cotton underwear, avoid taking baths and limit your intake of sugary food as yeast needs sugar to grow. Second is by taking antibiotics. As stated earlier, there are many yeast organisms present in our bodies, which are not harmful. Bacteria also live inside our bodies, which is essential to our health and is usually harmless. The presence of yeast and bacteria inside our bodies should be maintained in balance with one another. Taking antibiotics might kill the bacteria, which allows the yeast to grow rapidly, thereby causing yeast infection. It is important to maintain the balance of yeast and good bacteria in our body so that we can prevent the growth of infections. Therefore, it is advisable to only take antibiotics when it is strictly necessary. The third common cause is sexual intercourse. Semen is more alkaline than vaginal fluids, which causes the production and growth of yeast. During sexual intercourse, some internal tissues can become irritated and inflamed, leaving them susceptible to infection. Some birth control devices that contain spermicide can also cause irritation. The use of prophylactics during intercourse can also increase irritation as they are usually coated in spermicide. There are other factors that might affect your vaginal balance. Stress can be a contributing factor. If a person is stressed, your immune system becomes compromised, which invites the growth of yeast. Staying clean is an important factor to fight the production of yeast inside our body. If someone has a high carbohydrate intake like alcohol and refined sugars, this creates the perfect environment for yeast growth. A diet high in sugary foods can lead to diabetes, which in turn is another cause of yeast infection. Clothing is another source of irritation and can encourage forms of fungal growth. Non-ventilating clothing increases warmth and moisture, the ideal breeding ground for yeast to reproduce rapidly. If you like this video, give us a huge thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and make sure you hit the notification bell to notify you for all upcoming videos.